The Valley's Best Rock, 105.1 The Blaze, Lincoln Park with Crawling, Rash, and Justus, telling you whether or not you should spend some time watching some movies this weekend.
The movie industry is made up of two separate but equally important groups. The theaters who display the movies, and the critics who overvalue their opinions. These are our reviews. The Morning Blaze is bringing justice to the movies.
Another week of Bring Justice to the Movies Home Edition, still brought to you by Maya Cinemas. Of course, with shelter in place, you got some time on your hands looking to watch some movies at home. There's a lot of good ones. Matter of fact, a lot of the movies that were supposed to be in theaters are now available to stream. We picked one this week. So far, we've done Battlefield Earth, which you should stay away from. Superman Red Sun, which was pretty good. This week, we did Guns Akimbo, which is a brand new movie. I think it did do it. Did you say it did a limited release in theaters before everything got shut down?
Extremely limited.
Now available for you to stream. It stars Daniel
Potter.
Yes. It stars the guy who played Harry Potter as a computer nerd who gets wrapped up in a online
community.
Yeah, kill community contest, and he gets guns bolted to his hands. Hence the name Guns Akimbo. I figured I would give you my quick thoughts on it, and then we'll let Justus take it away for the actual review. Just as a not as a movie connoisseur, but just as a viewer, I actually really enjoyed the first part of the movie. I thought the first half of the movie was pretty good. It gave me kind of a comic book, almost Scott Pilgrim-y vibe at the beginning. I thought there was some good nods to the action movies that I saw when I was younger. So I was into it. Although I think it wasn't geared for my age demographic at all. It was more for kids my son's age, even though it was ultra violent. But once the movie got to the point in the story where it needed to come together to really make it make sense, why any of this was happening, why the two characters involved were the two characters that were involved, what the bad guy's real mission was, I got it, I guess, but it just didn't seem to fit with the first half of the movie, which was so, splashy and in-your-face comic book style, and then the back 45 minutes was real dark and serious, and I'm I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. So I was kind of lukewarm on Guns Akimbo. Justus, your thoughts?
I agree with that. I'd give it a 1.5 thumbs up if that's the thing you can do. Actually, I think they do that in the movie. Like I said, it's pretty wild. But yeah, anyway, his character totally does not belong in this world. It's called Schism, which is the contest where people go and just try to kill each other.
Right.
So basically, he trolls them, and whoever created Schism sees that he does that and is like, okay, a-hole, you think you're cool behind a keyboard? We're going to put you in the game.
Right, yeah.
So they drug him and bolt guns to his hands, and he wakes up and he has to go through all this and try to kill the best player in Schism. Her name's Nyx, and the whole beginning is just a kill montage for her, which is absolute madness. That's what the whole beginning of the movie is, just glamorizing the whole thing. Right. I think was to make look at this is crazy.
Right, and it was funny while he was trying to figure out how to work his life with guns bolted to his hands. That there was a lot of funny parts, as you can imagine. If you can't do anything, you got guns for hands. But then once it gets past that and it becomes him being used to it, then it's okay, well, the humor's all gone. I do want to ask you if you noticed one thing that I noticed though. You mentioned Nyx is supposed to be the best player in this game, right? And the whole intro to her is this montage of her annihilating 4 or 5 dudes all at the same time. Although for some reason, once it gets to her trying to kill him, suddenly she can't shoot. She's a stormtrooper all of a sudden. She can't hit anything. Did you notice that?
Yeah. It was. Yeah, he's 4 feet away hiding behind a couch and she can't hit him.
Can't get it done.
But she's blown through dudes' heads, through walls and stuff the other times.
Continuity didn't really hold together.
Yeah, not really.
All right, overall impression of Guns Akimbo. What's your rating? Do people watch it this weekend?
If you live by yourself, you don't have kids and you don't have to worry about them accidentally seeing this,
right.
Check it out. I think it's kind of cool. It's a fresher take on an older kind of concept because you were comparing it to Running Man.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like a little bit. Bad guys trying to kill each other.
And the beginning was homage to those 80s kind of movies. So I would check it out. I think it's cool. See Daniel Radcliffe in a different light.
I think thumbs halfway up is the adequate score.
1.5.
Not quite erect thumbs for Guns Akimbo, I think is what we're going with. Next week we'll give you another opportunity to tell us what movie we should watch for Bring Justice in the Movies Home Edition. Big thanks again to our friends at Maya Cinemas. Hopefully be back at the theater sooner rather than later. Justus, well done.
Thank you.
The industry is made up of two separate but equally important groups. The theaters who display the movies, and the critics who overvalue their opinions. These are our reviews.